Hello students, today we are going to begin the next subtopic, that is molecular biology. In the previous topic, in previous lecture we have learnt about the structure of the DNA, that is proposed by that structure is proposed by Watson and Crick. That is the famous model proposed by Watson and Crick we have discussed. Apart from that, the diagrammatically also we have discussed in detail. So today we are going to learn about the another part of the structure of the DNA, that is Chargaff's rule. So this Chargaff's rule, as the name itself indicates, this is the name of the scientist, that is Erwin Chargaff. So he is also one of the person to contribute towards the structure of the DNA. So this Chargaff base equivalence rule, it is very simple and it's very important for understanding the structure of the DNA, as well as this Chargaff's rule is applicable only for the double stranded DNA. It is not applicable for the single stranded DNA. This is applicable only for the double stranded DNA, because we know that DNA is a eukaryotic organisms have double stranded DNA. So double stranded DNA. So hence it is only applicable for the double stranded DNA. So according to Chargaff's base equivalence rule, what are the different rules proposed by Chargaff? Let us see first, based on what the Chargaff rule is formed. The very first criteria to understand the Chargaff's base equivalence rule, that is complementarity. So what is complementarity? The term complementarity, it refers to that the specific base pairing is known as that is complementarity. Means, for example, we know that DNA is composed of purines as well as pyrimidines. Always the purines are pairs with the pyrimidine, or pyrimidines pairs with the purine by hydrogen bond, either 2 hydrogen bond or 3 hydrogen bond. So here always the purines are pairs with the pyrimidine. So hence this is known as a complementarity, or the specific base pairing, that is known as specific base pairing. And this criteria is very important. So this rule is applicable only for the double stranded DNA, as well as it is very essential to understand the structure of the DNA also. And this is based on the complementarity. So based on this complementarity, let us understand some more aspects of the Chargaff's base equivalence rule. The very first rule is always the amount of adenine is equal to amount of thymine. Since we know that there are two kinds of nitrogen bases, purines as well as pyrimidines. So purines are adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. So adenine plus guanine and cytosine plus thymine. Always A pairs with the thymine, and G pairs with the cytosine. That is by hydrogen bond. So the total number of amount of adenine is always equal to the amount of thymine, and always A pairs with T as well as G pairs with the C. So this is the one of the rule proposed by Chargaff. That is the first rule. What it says? Always the amount of purine is equal to amount of pyrimidine, or in other words, the amount of adenine is equal to the amount of thymine. Or let us say this rule can be understood by means of an example. So since we know that DNA is made up of double stranded. Take for example, this is the DNA one strand running from 5' to 3'. And because it is an anti-parallel, so other strand is running from 3' to 5'. So this is a hypothetical data I have given. So if you read A, T, C, G, 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 any data you can take. So it is a hypothetical. So always A pairs with what? A pairs with thymine, and T pairs with adenine, C pairs with G, G pairs with A, G, C, A, T, T, A, C, G. So this becomes what? That is complementary. So this is the very a simple example to understand the first rule of the Chargaff means always A pairs with the thiamine. A pairs with the thiamine. So T pairs with the adenine and C pairs with the G. So likewise we can give any data. So this is the first rule. So based on this rule we can calculate some of the examples and the numericals. Now proceeding towards the next rule. What the rule says, what the second rule says, always the ratio of the purine when you divide by pyrimidine. So what are, we know that, what are the purines then? Purines are of two types, adenine and guanine. So adenine plus guanine, if you divide adenine and guanine by pyrimidines, cytosine and thiamine, T plus C. So A plus G divided by C plus T, then it will become almost 1. See this. Look at this example. What does it mean? What is the ratio of purine? It is divided by pyrimidine, that is equal to 1. We know that. What are purines then? Purines are adenine and guanine. A plus G divided by T plus C. Then, but take for example, how it will become 1? By taking another one example, always A pairs with the thiamine. If the amount of adenine is same, the thiamine also same. Similarly, whatever amount of G is there, G is also equivalent to C. Take another example. If you consider A as a X, similarly Y. G means Y. Similarly, A is equal to T. Means always A pairs with T. You can also write it as a like this. X plus Y. So if it becomes x plus y, then if you cancel it, it will become 1. So hence the value of, that is the ratio of purine when we divide it, then we get the constant, that is 1. Its value will be 1. Now coming to the third example, third rule of the Chargaff's. So in the Chargaff third rule, what it says, let us say. The base ratio, what is the base ratio? Adenine plus thiamine. Adenine ATCG. So A plus T. Adenine plus thiamine, when we divide C plus G, it will become constant. It may be constant, or it may be less than 1, more than 1, or it may be 1 also, unity also. So more detailed aspect of the this Chargaff's base equivalence rule we will understand under the numericals, because based on these formula only we are going to solve some of the numericals under this chapter only. So there are several examples given in our NCERT reader. We will solve them. So these are the most important rules proposed by Chargaff's. So the rest of the components, rest of the content of this topic we will be discussing under the next class. We will stop here.